how to make decisions in a dynamic and uncertain situation. Different people have asked me to explain to them how can they be certain that the steps they have taken or about to take are right. They are absolutely not in the safe state they wanted to be, so they are not sure of their choices. Maybe this sounds like you. Come with me as we dive in together into this episode where we will examine some practical and personal advice on how to resolve the issues of why people are making bad decisions or struggling in making a decision at all. Welcome to the Skills Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Gbenga Lawal, author of This Space, Your Place. Dive in with us into Power Mind Results as we'll explore talent, skill set, and experience. If you're ready for a giant leap into success accomplishments, this is the space. This is your place. Get ready and let's get started. You don't just take a decision without giving consideration to some details. To take a decision, it requires a process of preferring or choosing something after thinking about several other possibilities, options, and more importantly, consequences. For instance, you may have to make a personal decision on what career to pursue, family decision on where to live, business or government decision about what direction to take or policy to make. Before you take any decision at all, it is vital you understand the consequences of your decisions or choices. If you consider a decision from the point of view of the consequences, more often than not, you will have made the right choices or opted for the best options. Think deeply about the consequences of your actions or choices before you make them. This will save you a whole lot of regret. However, there are many ways to make decisions, but one straightforward method is to observe these following steps. The first step is to identify clearly the decision that needs to be made. What is the problem that you want to solve? Or what is the goal that you want to achieve? For example, one of my mentees, David by name, approached me recently. He wanted to change his career. He has been struggling to continue in this role for some time because he doesn't find satisfaction there anymore. He has been in this role for about 12 years, but had really wanted to pursue his passion for photography. He understands the situation and that a decision had to be made. It was clear to him and important to follow through the processes of decision making. So he decides to quit his current job as an auditor to become a professional photographer. So it is important you identify the need to make that decision. The second step is to gather relevant information. What are the facts available to you? Data, opinions, or experiences that can guide you or help you to understand the situation better and the possible options available or obtainable. For instance, David talks to his family and close friends about his decision. He also researched the photography industry, the skills, qualifications, and equipment required. He even understands the income and opportunities available, the challenges and risk involved. His findings helped him to understand the situation better, and now he can see, obviously, that there are options and possible outcomes from his decision. So, ensure you make adequate inquiries and gather enough relevant information. The third point is to gather or to generate options. What are the different choices that you can make or the different actions that you can take to address the problem or achieve the goal. This could be perhaps considering to go part-time on your current job or reduce hours in whatever you are doing while you mind your own business or other interests on the side, or leave altogether at once, whichever one is appealing to you. In the case of David though, he considers different ways to achieve his goal, such as taking a photography course, working as an assistant to a photographer, starting his own photography business, or finding a photography job in a company. There could be so many available alternatives. You just have to reflect on the most suitable and comprehensive options available or possible. The fourth step is to evaluate alternatives. What are the pros and cons of each alternative? How do they align with your values, your preferences, and conditions? For instance, David assesses the advantages and disadvantages of each option, such as the time, the cost, and effort required, the potential outcomes and rewards, and of course the compatibility with his personality and lifestyle, constructed and compared with his passion. So it is beneficial to assess your alternatives. The fifth point is to choose the best alternatives. What is the most suitable, feasible, and desirable options for you? You have got all the reviewed options on the table, so now you have a choice to make. Of all the options, which one would you consider the most appealing to your pursuit, or the combination of which will help you into the next stage of your goal? For David though, he decides that the best option for him is to start his own photography business, as it gives him the most freedom, creativity, satisfaction, and this lift or fit in well within his family circumstances. So look at your circumstances and what you wanted to achieve, and then on that, consider the most suitable and best alternative for yourself or for the business. The sixth step is to commission the decision. Now that you have chosen an alternative, which is your decision now, you then need to commission this. What do I mean by that? Whatever decision it is, this is the stage in which it is executed. How will you put your decision into action? This is also an area you will have to adapt in order to give yourself the needed expediency possible. What are the steps, resources, and timelines that you need to follow? The discipline of taking steps and doing the needful is apparently the tough shot. In the case of David, he resigns from his auditing job and sets up his photography business. He invests in the equipment, software, marketing tools, and materials he needs. He also builds his portfolio, network, and clientele. He is now in his own world where he believes he can fly. The seventh step is to review the decision. The stage at which you evaluate or critically assess the decision performance. How will you measure the outcomes and impacts of your decision? What are your immediate experiences, the feedback and learning that you can get from the results? You will be able to determine whether the decision remains in your best interest for as long as it is being implemented, and or whether its implementation remains the least restrictive way of achieving the desired outcome. For David, he evaluates his progress and performance as a photographer. He is happy with his decision and feels that he is pursuing his passion and living his purpose. At this point, if you require more I encourage you to visit our website at www.skillsmindset.com. There you can leave us with your inquiries and one of our team will reach out to you. Lastly, decision makes you become whom you are. For instance, the decision to be your own boss, the decision to get up and go for it, all these simply explain that you are the decision you make. In whatever choices you decide on, regardless of the complexity, urgency, and importance, endeavor to make informed, rational, and effective decisions. The consequences of the ones you can bear. Thank you.